Welcome to the Tales of Zoza story. Long ago, there was a mighty emperor whose name alone could shake entire kingdoms. His sword flashed like lightning on the battlefield, and his enemies would surrender before the war even began. He had conquered lands, defeated powerful rivals, and built a legacy that people believed would last forever. But despite all his victories, there was one battle he could not win. He could not conquer his own son. The young prince was nothing like his father. While the emperor trained at sunrise and studied strategy by moonlight, the prince preferred soft cushions, sweet foods, music, and endless entertainment. He avoided the training grounds and ignored the lessons of discipline. He loved comfort more than courage. The emperor grew restless. How will he rule this empire? He wondered. Strength is not inherited, it is built. He summoned the finest generals, the most feared warriors, and the strictest trainers in the land. "Teach my son the art of war," he commanded. One by one, they tried. One by one, they failed. The prince would show up, but only physically. His body held the sword, but his mind wandered elsewhere. His grip was weak, his focus scattered. Some teachers shouted "Some punisa," some gave up. Finally, the emperor lost his patience. In anger, he ordered all luxuries removed from the prince's chambers. The music stopped. The feasts ended. The dancers were dismissed. The palace grew silent. The prince, once cheerful and careless, became cold and distant. He stopped speaking. He saw control everywhere and love nowhere. The emperor, though stubborn, felt pain in his heart. He did not want to break his son. He wanted to shape him. Seeing the tension in the palace, the wise minister approached the emperor. "Your Majesty," he sighed gently, "there is a warrior sage who lives beyond the eastern hills. He has trained princes and peasants alike. Those who learn from him do not just become skilled fighters. They become masters of themselves." The emperor sent a respectful invitation. Days later, the warrior sage arrived. He was calm, simple, and carried no sign of pride. His eyes were steady, like someone who had already conquered many storms within. "I will train the prince," he said, "but on one condition. For 6 months, he follows my guidance completely and you must not interfere." After a long pause, the emperor agreed. The next morning, the warrior sage met the prince. "I am tired of teachers," the prince snapped. "If you are here to force me into discipline, save your breath." The sage smiled. "Who said I came to force you?" The prince frowned. "I know the king took away your comforts," the sage continued. That was unfair. For the first time in weeks, the prince felt understood. "I am not here to change you," the sage said softly. "Let us make a deal. Train with me just enough so your father believes you are improving. Once he is pleased, your comforts will return." The prince's eyes lit up. "That's all. That's all." The next morning, the prince stepped onto the training ground not out of duty, but out of strategy. The emperor watched from afar and felt hope bloom in his chest. Soon, the prince's luxuries were restored. At first, nothing changed. The prince practiced lightly, just enough to maintain the illusion. But something unexpected began to happen. His arms felt stronger. His steps became steadier. His swings sharper. The weight of the sword no longer felt like a burden, it felt like power. One afternoon, while practicing alone, he struck a perfect sequence of movements. The blade moved like flowing water. For a brief moment, he felt something new. Pride. Not the pride of comfort. The pride of effort. Days turned into weeks. Practice sessions grew longer. The prince began waking earlier. The dancers and music still existed, but they no longer controlled him. One day, the emperor and the royal court gathered to observe his progress. The prince stepped forward with calm confidence. His sword danced in the air, precise and graceful. Each movement carried control, strength, and focus. When he finished, the court erupted into applause. The emperor's eyes filled with tears. That evening, the prince approached the warrior. "Master," he said quietly, "I no longer want to pretend. I want to become the greatest warrior this kingdom has ever seen. Tell me what to do." I will follow your path. The sage nodded. Good, because now your real training begins. And here comes the truth hidden inside this story. The emperor is you, the prince is your mind, and the warrior sage is wisdom. Your mind loves comfort. It craves easy pleasure, instant entertainment, quick rewards. It resists discipline. It avoids discomfort. It will fight you when you try to force it. That is why strict punishment rarely works. The human mind is not pressure-driven. It is reward-driven. It does not care about the success you promise it 5 years from now. It cares about what it feels today. That is why most people fail at big goals. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they try to force their mind instead of training it. The secret is simple. Do not declare war on your mind. Negotiate with it. Break your big goal into small victories. After completing each small task, reward yourself. Make discipline feel satisfying. Make effort feel powerful. When your mind begins to associate hard work with reward, something magical happens. It stops resisting. It starts cooperating. And one day, just like the prince, you will wake up and realize you are no longer pretending. You truly enjoy the grind. You truly value strength over comfort. And that is the moment you become the king of your own mind. If this story touched you, remember this line. I will become the king of my mind. Say it, mean it, and start training today.